All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here. Our day wrap up our week here this Friday, January 26th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Just let me know if I can get a quick sound check from all of us here inside our live trading room. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Had a small little audio issue just to begin this morning. Should be good to go though now. Great to see Leda, Tony, John, Kath, Roger, and all of our students here, and all of our members just otherwise on social media, perhaps at Cyber Trading U. Always look to spread the good word here of Cyber Trading University, teaching you how to follow the big orders out there across level 3 and level 4. So with that said, we got class coming up this afternoon, wrapping up the phase 2 stock course for this month to begin the education cycle, that is, talking all about studying and planning ahead. Hey, I feel like a lot of us here know how to study, know how to journal. We taught journaling even in the beginning of this week, but this is more or less how you could study trades that you took, study trades that you did not take, trades that you didn't even have the chance to watch or look at. Hey, looking at this screen here, Rumble, we know it's easy to say, hey, this stock bounced early this morning from roughly around like 530-ish, 525-ish. Ended up making a pretty strong slingshot from that point afterwards. And even here, making a better move now, breaking back over a big chart level that we had from this morning. I was on a call with one of our students, Tony, who called out this level. I was like, wow, pretty good timing here, pushing up pretty well. And there was a chance for this to work out. Keyword, chance. Not guaranteed. There is also a possibility that this still exhausts back down and breaks low. Well, thankfully, we ended up watching this together, myself and my student. Watched it slip above this level. I think it was even here, Tony, at the time. It was even here, right? So just still watching it begin to try and nip that level, push. And thankfully, it not only moved up to the next level at $6, but hell, at this point, we're on the way back up towards 620, where we had another iceberg order previously. So, hey, Rumble, it was a great call out mid-afternoon from Tony. It was up over like 7% at the time. So it's not just the fact that it's up percentage-wise. It's not just the fact that it's trending up. It's also the fact that it has a very liquid order book. The combination of those three things, it gives us the chance to try and follow a trade, right? So great start in Rumble. There could be a lot more from where this came from here, especially if we can blast a higher from 620 here. Oh, actually, pardon me. This was a big level from earlier today, and it still will be a level to watch. But we did write this earlier in our trading room. If you scroll up in the chat, we wrote this just before. Hey, at 6:30, there has been actually since like 11:30 this morning, there is still about 111,000 shares currently sitting there. So you still have a lot of resistance at 620 from previous level, but also 630. It's the combination of those two now that will create big resistance. All right, so Rumble, definitely going to add it to our watch list here for the time being. Hey, this has been moving fairly similarly with the DWAC trade. However, we know the story here, folks. DWAC, as much as we loved it last week, loved it to begin this week, we're not always going to trade it. It's because this has just a paper-thin order book. So unless if there is something extremely convincing in terms of volume, that would be one thing. Obviously, you could always speculate, like we said, just as far as this being a Trump stock, and if the Republican Party makes it official, whenever that may be, of course, this will break out and pop and run, and we will trade it then, believe me. But for right now, the order book is very thin. So to me, I'd rather focus on just stocks that are more liquid. That's all. So what we'll do is go from top to bottom. You could say the same damn thing here, the CRBP trade. I never would have expected this to move up to $30 today, let alone $40 today. We did say that there was a case to see 21 and change from pre-market hours. It broke above resistance early on here at 16, then from there 18, and then 21 and change. But man, for as much as this pumped, you would have expected a pullback sooner than later, in fact. And it ended up just continuing to give and give. And it gets to a point where when you took the money and ran and it's still pushing, well, especially with how thin the order book is, you don't really want to just try and jump in. You don't want to try and say, oh, maybe it can go. Oh, let's give it a shot, right? Yeah. The more you give it this type of stock a shot, the more that you end up losing. So over time, it pulled back down. Look to see where this is come Monday next week, folks. Just let's see where it checks in with us come Monday next week, Tuesday. What makes the percent gainers list here will make the percent losers list certainly over time, if not the following day. So it was a great trade from pre-market, great pop from the open. If you caught this and hung on to it early, you had the chance to ride some of this out. But otherwise now, easier trades to grab here, I feel. Easier trades than this too. This is going nowhere right now. It's actually down from the morning. It was up so much to begin. And we'll keep it moving. Well, we'll stop in our tracks actually here. MDAI, we'll definitely put this on our watch list. A little thin on the order book. Be careful there, but it's at the highs. Obviously, it's like near the top of the gainers list still, and put this on our list automatically. MDAI, not to be confused with MRAI. Right? All right, so MDAI, good. PBLA, and we'll keep going down, see what we can grab. All right, this is trying to inch up too, but again, zoom out, look at the order book. Just no need to really be following that type of trade. At least this is closer to its highs, but this has just been flat for the last 2.5, near 3 hours ongoing. So, I think RVSN has ran its course from Tuesday this week, went from 3 up to 9, then up to 11 today. Again, it's going to pull back. You're going to see a big drop off over time. So better to move on from that trade sooner than later. All right, what else we got here? ANY crypto stock, Bitcoin mining stock that is right there. And, we end up doing well on MARA today, MARA, big pop from this morning, basically from 1720 up to 18 and change. Coinbase had a pretty good one, a little bounce. It wasn't as strong as MARA at the market open, that is, but MARA, Riot wasn't bad. CLSK, tradable. If you made money on it, I'm happy. Always rooting you on those stocks. But now at this point, I think all of them are pretty much washed up. All of them are. I mean, this HUT trade still is actually up the most out of all of them at least, but it's going nowhere. Lower highs and higher lows combined. CIFR, this actually also another crypto mining stock as well. I guess this is up the most percentage-wise then. All right, what else we got here in the meantime? Anything else looking good? Really a lot of them are littering the gainers list here. Bitfarms, BTBT, I saw HUT and Hive and MARA and CAN and CLSK and this and that. No need to be following all those Bitcoin stocks right now. Not today, or at least not right now, rather. All right, SHOT, SHOT. Speaking of let's give a shot, let's give a shot to SHOT. I mean, it's liquid, good order book, cheap. It's actually at the VWAP right now. Potentially it could bounce from there, but for right now, just see if there's anything looking better. All right, so we may have to find that on the loser side here for right now. So just hopping over to the losers list here. Railroad, RR. It's not Railroad. It looks like it got railroaded, though. This thing got crushed. Ended up dropping 62%. I mean, pretty much as soon as the market opened up this morning. Was this pre-market or after the open? Oh, that's brutal. Imagine not even just in pre-market where it's like, you see the news headline that came out and it tanked already. But imagine just being in this trade. Yeah, it's down a decent chunk. But then as soon as the open hits, bam. And this thing, I think, got halted on its way down. 5-minute halt here on the way down. So, that's game over anyway. But even for a stock that's going up, we say that too here. I mean, if you could short it, that's one thing, but it's hard to borrow. I don't think really you can really get the short on it there. Let's see if there's anything else looking easy to borrow otherwise. Intel. Hey, had Intel short this morning. Lowered guidance earlier today, led to a big drop. It did lead to a bounce and even earlier than I would think, but look at where it is here. So at the lows, I like this trade here at this point, and we'll see if this can keep going here into the close lower. So yeah, Intel, put back on our watch list, potential short. And if the markets make a more convincing push up higher, then of course we'll get a little bounce there. But with the way this is trending, let's honestly see if this can go lower in terms of that drop off first. Got you, AAOI, not a bad trend, not a bad trend. It is easy to borrow, right? Good order book here for the time being. I mean, could I add it to our list? Probably can, but let's just see if there's anything namely going up. I feel like we all like buying, following the stock going up. Obviously, we do short here, and we shorted Intel earlier today. You could buy puts otherwise, but typically if there's a stock that's moving up here, this is where I'll ask of you for Tony, Roger, Chuck, John, Leda, all of our students, or if you're on social, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, etc., up, down, left, right, folks. If there's anything else looking good, now's your chance. Now's your time. Let me know. Checking out Benzinga Pro here. Probably need to jack up my volume criteria, but there's our MDAI, obviously already on our main list. Took care of that already. Everything else pretty uneventful. Not really too much happening there otherwise. Maybe the only other thing I could poke at would be the AMSC stock. This is one from yesterday that, well, we had called out. We had resistance at 1490. We called that out at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Why is that important? Well, it's not like we're holding our breath waiting for 1490 to come to. But the more a stock does push across a given day, it gives you the chance to say, all right, maybe it can get closer to there. So we saw that throughout the early to mid-afternoon yesterday. Really clean push. Called it out off the bounce here. But, of course, it was still pretty far away at that time. So as a day trade, not even as a swing, easy to say in hindsight that you could have held overnight. We're not trying to do that here. This was called out as a day trade yesterday, and we called it out again today as a day trade. But with this pushing up once more, well, let's think about 1490 as a potential target. So it's actually up like 8 to 9% here. It is on thin volume, so that's where you have to be pretty careful. But you know what? AMSC, I don't mind re-adding to our list for now. Just we did well on it yesterday. We did well on it today. See if there's an easier trade into the close up to that 1490. All right. Quick Bitcoin check-in, folks. I know we spoke about the crypto stocks and how they ended up just kind of washing out throughout the afternoon so far. They're not great day trades for this afternoon, but like we spoke about from this morning, we ended up seeing a nice push in Bitcoin really into the early hours this morning. But really since the morning meeting, well, we've only pushed up that much more, another like 600-700 point pop on Bitcoin. And we were looking for support, keep in mind, around this 39.6 area. This was back when Bitcoin was at 44.45. So it had slipped a little bit lower, but that's what I told you. I didn't mind being down on a swing on something I feel that's going to go up over time, not just today. So, and not just from yesterday that way. So, thankfully we've had a nice start on this swing within Bitcoin, but there's still a lot more to go from this point. Got to continue to see higher lows, and we'll keep you updated day by day, or at least throughout next week on that. All right, folks. So, hey, otherwise, let me know if there's anything else, but we're going to call it here coming up. We got class lined up at 3:05 Eastern time. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. And I think that just about does it. I'll tell you what, we did a good job here, at least, folks, going from top to bottom. So for Grant, Leda, Tony, Roger, Chuck, and all of our students here, we look forward to seeing you in class coming up at 3:05 Eastern time, wrapping up the Phase 2 stock course coming up this afternoon. So all of our gold, platinum, diamond, C2 students, look forward to seeing you there. Otherwise, though, for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works, hey, enjoy the weekend, folks. Honestly, I mean, step outside, enjoy life, do something that you like, and step away from this bright computer screen you're looking at. Seriously. Email me if you have any other questions, though. Josh@ctutrading.com is my email. It's my handle. Any questions that you got regarding this stream or anything that we do inside our live trading room, just shoot me a quick email. And otherwise, though, if you're interested in joining us inside our live trading room, just scan that QR code on the top left of the stream, just with your phone. And then from there, we look forward to seeing you. Just join us right there in our insider trading room. All right. But hey, for all of our students, though, let me refill up on water, catch my breath here for a second. We'll be good to go, though, coming up just shortly after 3 p.m. Take care.